Lucky here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
Couldn't find my button. I couldn't find the button to make it go away.
It's a Monday.
Holy cow. Happy Monday. Happy lunch. A little bit later than normal, but whatever. It's fine.
Whatever. It was, man, I'll tell you what, it was a busy weekend for a lot of things going on. We're still in the middle. We still got graduations going on.
Yeah.
We've got summer events kicking off all over the place. I know there was like 2 or 3. I think there was a huge car show that happened. There was a Taste of Omaha was going on. The Omaha Bloody Mary Fest happened yesterday. There was a bunch of citywide events. So a lot of things almost got canceled yesterday.
Yeah.
The forecast was definitely dark. And then lo and behold, it held off. It turned out to be an absolutely perfect day to be outside because it wasn't super hot.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It ended up being a pretty decent day. And got your Bloody Marys taken care of?
Oh my God. Yeah, it was so much fun. As a matter of fact, let me pull this up here real quick just so I make sure. My internet is really slow, so I'm surprised I'm on here right now. I'm just going to say, congratulations to our top prize winners. So for Best Zest, that's all about taste, right? That went to Wine, Beer, and Spirits in Omaha. And Best Display. If you're at the event, you understand what I'm saying. If you weren't, you need to come see this stuff because the display is all about, they make one Bloody Mary in their own glass of their choice, however they want to, whatever they want to display it in, and put all the fun stuff on it that they want to. And you've seen some of those pictures that have been out there of Bloody Marys that have like hamburgers on them.
Yeah.
Tacos and hats.
You just order a Bloody Mary and it comes with its own appetizers.
It does. It comes with everything. So you make
one
of those and you set it on the table, and that's for display the entire event, so people can see this is your idea of the ultimate Bloody Mary display. And so that's another area that's judged, and that was the display was won by Biaggi's. Fantastic, and then Best of Show, which is just kind of like the overall. You loved it. You loved the way they were put together. You liked the people, just all of it. West End, Omaha.
Oh,
congratulations.
Nice.
Yes. So it was really fun. Echo was the band that was there. They've been there the last 3-4 years. They're so good. They just do such a great job. And so they were playing the whole time. And then of course, Brickway Distilleries took care of the vodka with their premium vodka. Everybody had, so they were all supplied with vodka, because that's kind of the crux of this, is that everybody has the same vodka. So it's not like your different flavored vodkas or you've got all this other stuff. Everybody has the same vodka. Now you can go from there.
Kind of a level playing field, because if somebody rolls in with Grey Goose and somebody else has Barton's or whatever, it's like not going to be the same.
Yeah. So we want everybody to have the same opportunity. So here you go. Get after it. And some were infused. Like we had one that was infused with some kind of jalapeno.
Oh,
something. It was so good.
I love it. If you have a good Bloody Mary mix, or just the base of the Bloody Mary, it's like it can be bad and you never forget it. But then if it's good, you never forget that. It's so important. And I love finding one that I love.
I'll tell you when you try Sideshow Bloody Mary mix. And this was the first time we've had somebody who was a mix represented at the at the event. Usually it's a brick and mortars. It's
Yeah.
all brick and mortars, and they're out of Wisconsin. And actually, Wine, Beer, and Spirits had suggested that they see if they could enter because they carry their product too.
Is it one that's in like a jar? It's
Mhm.
I've had that. I think I've had that before because
Yep.
it was a name that it was kind of like that. It was in Colorado that I had it, and it was awesome.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's really
and that's actually when I was telling you about how important a mix is. I was thinking about that one because it's the best one I've ever had. I hope I'll have to do some research on it and see if that's the one that I had, but it was really good.
It was great. Yeah, everybody. And then we had 3 or 4 of them that were making food or had food that they brought prepared, like bacon wrapped dates or bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers. One
Whatever. Fill in the
tacos, Talus made with tacos. Talus had theirs was really good too. Their Bloody Mary. And then they had the little miniature like street tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Super good.
And then a Bloody Mary hack too is take your cheese sticks and dip them in your Bloody Mary.
That we had grilled cheese sandwiches.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like tomato soup.
Yep, the Ronald McDonald House. They had one of their volunteers there, and he was basically grilling up some grilled cheese sandwiches, cutting them into quarters, and had them in a warming tray. So just walk by and grab a bite and go right on. We had meatballs, like just one meatball on a toothpick and some cups down it. They were warmed up, and that was another one that the Rotary Gang did. And what was the other thing? Oh, then we had a huge snack table, like all the salty snacks. So you could grab a bag of chips, or you could grab a cup of peanut.
It's like my favorite part of Costco. All the samples all mixed in with.
You would have loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you walk in the door, everything's free, right? So you walk in the door and then you just start sampling and munching and listening to music, and had raffle giveaways. Those were awesome. There was 9 of them. Had some great donations in that too. So it was a lot of fun, but I think the weather kind of scared some people off, but then we did have some people kind of like, okay, I think we're going to sneak out and go see if this will work. And it was really a lot of fun, and still made money for Ronald McDonald House. So that was the most important.
Yeah, and everybody got a little buzz, a little buzzy buzz.
Maybe. Yeah. And then the folks at Warner Park, I want to say a big thank you to all of them too. Those guys are awesome. They go above and beyond to make sure everything was where we needed it, and had volunteers there like at 10 o'clock in the morning when I got there. It was that was in the pocket.
Of course you do. It's a Bloody Mary fest. So you're going to have volunteers lining up from the night before. It's the easiest event ever to get volunteers for.
I'll volunteer. I'll be there. And so, but they showed up at 10. We didn't know up until noon, but they showed up at 10 because they knew we had to pivot. Our floor plan wasn't going to work because the band was out in the wide open. There was more storms possibly coming. So we had to kind of rearrange some stuff last minute, but it all worked out. So,
and Wine, Beer, and Spirits, they won for what? They won for something, or they were represented there.
No, Wine, Beer, and Spirits won for Best Zest. So theirs was like and that's more of a flavor thing. That's kind of like, you like the kick that they had to theirs, and there was, trust me, it was tight. I mean, it was like, there's some really good competition there. I love that place. I love that place. And it's kind of funny. We go every couple of weeks, we'll go in there and get our shooters for the week or whatever. Yeah. And the last 2 times, maybe even 3 times that we've gone, there was a line at their bar in there. And I thought when it first opened, not the store itself, but when they opened the bar there, I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. People are coming here to buy alcohol to take it away. The bar's never going to work. Well, you can see why I don't own a bar, because I was wrong. And and it's cheap and it's good. And then you can grab a beer and walk around and buy more beer to take home. Which is the best way to shop. Genius. More people should do that. They'd sell more shit. Seriously. Seriously. I mean, you can at Nebraska Furniture Mart now. You can buy a bar right now. Yeah, you can buy seltzers and right there, ultras. They should do that. Let's see where else could you do that? I was going to say car dealerships. Not a good idea. No test drives. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, pretty much anywhere. If COVID gave us anything, it made people a little looser with their alcohol rules. They did. And animal rules, letting animals go into. There's a dog walking around Target, sitting in the cart. I mean, people don't care anymore. That's awesome. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So regardless, I hope everybody got a chance to get out and go do some stuff this weekend, because the weather was pretty darn nice overall. I hear we got some more storms coming our way tonight. I think so. Yeah, tomorrow gonna be I think nasty tomorrow afternoon. I heard today was a possibility too, because it's supposed to get kind of brutal today, like near 90. Yeah, yuck. I am and really humid right now, which is awesome. I love it.
No,
Absolutely love it. This is the best. But I haven't even okay, I'm not saying this because I want a pat on the back. I haven't turned on my air conditioner yet.
That's
Hmm.
pretty savage.
It stays pretty chill in here. It really does. It's not too
We
bad.
turned ours on. We've had ours on a couple times, but yesterday
There
specifically.
haven't been too many instances where it's been. Today might be one of those days though, because it is supposed to get up. Well, now it's just saying 80 and thunderstorm.
It's still humid though. Beth looked at me yesterday. We were sitting on the couch and she goes, "Is it a thick bitch in here? Should I turn the air on?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's pop on
I
it."
started this morning. I was like, upstairs it gets a little warmer, of course, upstairs. And I was running around and doing stuff early this morning. I'm like, dang, it's a little humid up here. I may have to turn the air on. It's not like I'm not going to turn the air on. It's not like that. It's just I haven't felt the need to because it's been so freaking mild. But now we're getting into the fun part. How do you get a pat on your back? We almost had t-shirts made.
I still think about that. I still think we should
explain that too.
With just my face on the back.
It's to get a pat on the back.
Yeah, I think it'd sell crazy numbers.
But yes, thank you. Brian agrees. It just hasn't been quite bad enough yet. Hasn't been. It's been pretty decent out. So that's a great opportunity to get outside and go do some stuff, and a lot of activities coming. I can't believe we're in June. I can't believe half the year is almost done. We're almost coming to the longest day of the year in like less than 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know. Then downhill to Husker season.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Anyway, so what'd you do this weekend?
We hung out with Beth's cousins on Saturday night, and then we mowed. And this was the first weekend in multiple weeks that we're either doing manual labor or running around crazy doing things. So it was just kind of nice to not have anything that we had to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks for coming out to the Bloody Mary Fest.
I know. Well,
anyway,
I have no comeback. Because I can't blame
you
you.
could have volunteered
Anymore.
I could have done a trade.
I should have actually. I used to be able to blame stuff on the kids, but now they're off doing their own thing. It's like I don't have that built in.
So now we know that all this last 20 years, every time he said he couldn't because of the kids, it was a lie.
At least 85% of the time it was.
Yeah, exactly. That's a handy excuse. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Let's see here. What did I had a couple stories I grabbed last week, and I was trying to find, there was a video. I thought I had a video for today, and then I can't find it. That was it was so funny. I can't remember it.
Yeah. It was that funny.
But I grabbed one story. I was like, well, we'll just grab a couple of stories here after we were going to talk about Bloody Mary Fest and all the other stuff that went on this last week. Is there anything coming up this next weekend too that we need to?
I don't know. I'll look on
this week is June 8th and 9th. I don't know if anybody has any stuff going on. If you do, drop in the comments and let us know if you've got anything coming up this week or any events that you want people to know about. I was going to say there was something. I had one stupid story. Okay. I saved it. And there's no easy way to make this right turn. This is just going to hurt because there is no good segue for this. Okay. So
we do have, I can do a segue with live music. Joe McCarthy at Gretna, Hurrdat Sports Bar, Gretna on the 7th.
That. On the 7th.
Yes.
We'll go with that.
8.
Very nice. So now we're going to take this hard turn.
Okay.
The story is all about in Texas, the death row inmates, and they've decided to abolish the last meal requests.
How come?
And we've been through this, Pat. Oddly, we're going to be able to relate with this. It takes, and other people understand too. It just takes one to ruin it for everybody.
Yeah. And
then there's a knee-jerk reaction from on high. And somebody is tired of all the crap, and they're like, "Enough! We're just not going to do it anymore. Screw them all. We're just going to stop." And it's like, but all these other, I didn't do it. Why can't?
Yeah.
Let me. So apparently, of course, last meals have. I mean, this is like almost anecdotal. Last meal is a customary ritual that happens before the death sentence is carried out. Some are very specific. And they have some instances, which I think they should have, like a book that has, and there's got to be one, right? Just of the last meals of like famous criminals, right?
Mm-hmm.
They do have a couple in here. John Wayne Gacy asked for 12 fried shrimp, a bucket of original KFC, fries, and a pound of strawberries.
Random. Okay.
Ted Bundy, steak and eggs. Okay. Problem is we had this guy, Lawrence Russell Brewer, who his request was outlandish. This is what ended it for everybody. He had been put in prison in 98. And if you remember, you're going to remember this crime and you're going to say this guy himself should never even been afforded a last meal opportunity. Remember the murder of James Byrd Jr. in Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's pretty brutal. If you don't, I'm not going to, it's brutal, but you might look into it. I'm surprised this guy's still alive. This guy's only 44 now. That was in 98 when that happened, when he was
Jeez.
put in prison. But anyway, it's finally, they're coming to the point where they're going to carry out justice. And he could go ahead and ask for his last meal. And he asked for this enormous amount of food.
Of course.
He asked for chicken steaks, fried okra, cheese omelet, ground beef, jalapenos, bell peppers. He requested triple meat bacon cheeseburger, 3 fajitas with all the trimmings, a pound of barbecue, half a loaf of white bread, pizza, meat lover special, a pint of vanilla ice cream, a slab of peanut butter fudge, and 3 root beers.
So he just want to take like one bite of everything that he liked in his life?
I don't know, but the guards did their best. They fulfilled his request as best they could. They presented it to him and he refused to eat a bite.
Oh,
He
so
didn't have, he was just being he said he wasn't hungry. And with that, the 87-year tradition
Well,
came to an
I
end.
can't imagine, what's happening that I would think I would be too nervous to eat anything.
Why don't they just put a dollar limit on it?
Seriously, give them a
Why don't they
budget.
You've got a $20 gift card or a $50 gift card.
Yep.
Spend it at the commissary however you like.
Yeah.
Here's the menu.
It's easy. Easy. I read something randomly. I think it might have been a video on TikTok or something, but that it either used to be this way or it is this way in Japan, I believe.
Yeah.
That if some people that are on death row, that they don't have a day that they're going to die. They don't know. So they just come get them. And then today's your day. Yeah. Like you don't know. Yeah. They know you're in there for death and you go on death row and then they just come and they escort
You live on the edge of your seat every day.
Yep. And they have, and I don't know how, I think it was like firing range potentially, but it's the old where there's 3 or 4 people, only one of them has a bullet. So they don't know who does it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think that's right too. I think you may have got those facts right, Pat.
I'll be damn.
Write that day down.
Yeah.
I'm just looking.
6'3", 24.
24. It happened. Brought it to the table and he was right. Christina said, one of my favorite questions people ask is, what would be your death row meal?
I know we can't ask that anymore.
Well, and not in Texas.
Not in Texas.
She says, mine is always dragon fries from Block 16. I've never had those.
Yeah.
I don't know what mine would be. There'd have to be mashed potatoes and steak.
Yeah, I don't know. I like so many
Kentucky
things.
Fried sound good too.
I would like to have it. I would like to have where you could have like that dude if you had just not been a jerk about it,
Yeah.
but like order multiple things and just have a couple bites of each one.
Kind of a buffet of sample sizes
Mhm.
would be kind of nice.
Yeah.
Events coming up June 22nd. Our buddy Jonathan Driscoll, Soapbox Derby, local championships, Seymour Smith Park, 72nd in Washington. Dasha is racing. That's his daughter.
Oh, that's cool.
Right?
Yeah.
They build her own Soapbox Derby racer. And she's good. She's really good. So that would be kind of fun if you've never been to a Soapbox Derby. So again, that's on the 22nd. Very nice. Thank you. All right. So there's that. And other than that, I have one silly little story from next door because it is the home of innocent grandmas reprinting cute stories.
Yeah.
And neighbors yelling at each other. I want to. So Margaret posted that it was a really fun day. She said her sister came up to go eat and they went to Carrabba's, had a super nice waiter, very young. And before they got done, Margaret was going to spice things up a little bit and have a little coffee with some Baileys. Sounds good. And she said, instead, I got this. And she has a picture posted. So they were watching him. And I'll tell you what was the picture in just a second. They were watching him. He was all over the restaurant. He was asking people. He was talking to other waiters, trying to find things. Some were laughing, some were not. A really young waiter, but it turned out he brought her coffee and 2 bay leaves. And there's a
That's
picture of
funny.
her coffee with a little side dish with 2 leaves on it.
That's funny.
They're like, oh, he knew what a bay leaf was, though.
I mean,
But he didn't know what bay leaves was.
I mean,
How innocent.
how innocent.
She said, we will be back, and they tipped him well.
That's pretty funny. That's funny.
I like that. So there you go.
Speaking of pictures, I have a couple pictures that I want to show, and they're actually, ironically, they're both on Facebook this weekend, and they're not of people. One of them was in Marketplace, and it's and I've never, I had to Google to make sure this was actually a thing. You ever heard of a desert rose rock? Somebody was selling one for $5. Well, here it is, and that doesn't look like a rock.
Okay, hold on. No, that looks like,
I know. For $5, and I Googled it, and they all look like that. Not just this desert rose rock.
oh my God, desert rose rock.
Yeah.
They're
They all look
relatively
like that.
uncommon worldwide in Oklahoma.
And then this other
They are
site.
there.
I'm not kind of blurry. There we go.
That's the state rock of Oklahoma.
Well,
Did you know that?
sorry about that. I did not know that, but
We Google the same stuff, and I find wholly different shit than you do.
My algorithm's messed up. Well, and then we mentioned this a couple episodes ago that my algorithm. I have a weird algorithm, but this was there's a Weight Watchers recipes and idea page where it said, hey, you might be interested in this page. And I'm scrolling and I zip past it. And this is the same day that I saw the desert rose rock. So I'm like, what's going on with my algorithm? These, they're hot dogs wrapped in like a crescent roll thingy with cheese.
Those aren't.
I mean, seriously? And I went to that page.
I was going to say those are pigs in a blanket, but they're not anymore.
No, they're not pigs in a blanket. And I'm like, wait a second. So I went to the page. It's a legit page. It wasn't like a spam. And somebody posted
community
it.
notes on that or nothing?
The comments I didn't scan through the comments out far, but nobody said anything. Somebody's like, looks good.
Again, the innocence.
Yeah.
It's just us.
I mean,
maybe it's just us. I don't know. If you posted that, you'd get banned or suspended.
Oh, for sure I would.
Just saying.
For Pat's Pantry.
We got to get that rolling.
Yeah.
3 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a while ago.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, so there you go, guys.
That's it.
Have a great week. I don't know. Are we going to be back or what?
Oh, that's right. Because I'm leaving town tomorrow morning till Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll try. Yeah.
We'll try
for tomorrow.
It might be late some days.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. So just understand. Yeah, it's kind of up in the air right now.
We're trying to figure it
out.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. And make sure you rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast. It helps everybody get it. Thanks, and have a great rest of the week. See you guys.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.